Hey, welcome back to the channel, the vlog, whatever you want to call it. Here's our third gen 1985 Z28 Camaro, and that's what we're doing her now. Let's swap on. Been working on it for a little while now. Did you guys know or watch, if you watched some of the other videos, we already got the old original, well actually I don't even think it was original. There was a 350 4-bolt main in there that somebody had definitely done some work and spent some money on the heads and stuff like that. There's nice pistons in it and everything. And say hi to Shovel, he's visiting with us. And I see you're still rocking the J's, man. We have most of the engine compartment all painted. Still got to get up underneath the hood, but there's a lot more to do with all that stuff. And what we're going to do today is finally get the transmission out, see if we can find the tag on it, find out exactly what it is. I believe it's a 350 turbo. It's definitely not a metric 2 because I'd be able to tell from the pan on it. So we're going to finally remove the transmission and drive shaft. You can see I pretty much got it all painted. It's not perfect. I didn't get all the way up into the transmission hump and all that stuff. Got the frame done. A lot of the suspension parts and the steering column and all that. And I know that I also said that I would go over some of the wiring. So let's just pull some of this out real quick. I want to show you just a couple of the ones that I know that I've got marked. And I'd like to show you what I'm working with here. So I know right off the rip, so coming off of that right there on the driver's side, coming off there, you know you got all these wires here. So you should have two of the big circle and one of the little circle. So that is from your neutral safety switch, ignition and all that. That's what runs down to your starter. Then we've got this one here, your yellow wire. That is what you're gonna take and put the TAC signal to from the computer. And where did my other one go? And then this pink one here from the distributor. That is your ignition, so that's when you turn the key forward, that's what will hook up to the fuse panel. And I'll show you later down the line which ones that'll go to. For fuel pump, I'm losing my train of thought, sorry. Fuel pump and whatever other accessories and things. A lot of these other ones I haven't figured out yet. Oh, wait, hold on. Here's one up. That's a lie. And this one is for your alternator gauge, actually. So that'll show a charge on the gauge cluster there. A lot of these other ones I haven't figured out yet. Still working on that. I know that there is some air conditioning stuff in here. This I did, oh sorry, I'm not even aiming the camera where I need to. This one here, this little plug and this plug, I forgot to put a piece of tape on it, but I know that that is for the washer fluid. Gotta put that back on yet. So all those are covered. These right here are the only ones I haven't figured out or marked off for what. The green one I think is going to have something to do. Which way? Yeah. Yep. This light green one here, I believe this is going to be for the temperature. What the temperature of the block is, so that'll get hooked up. This black one here, well, it's looking blue. This black one here, this is a ground. This is just a ground that goes on the back of the block. This here, I believe, is my oil. I had to verify that in the book. I got the book for the car. But the ones that I have taped off and marked, those I know for sure are what they are for. So we got the shock towers off, getting those painted, along as with other things and stuff like that. We'll probably get those back on, but I did order some new front and rear shocks and struts for this thing. That's all I can think of right now. I'm so anxious to get this transmission and dry shaft out and then get the whole car up on 4 jack stands. Let's get to it. By the way, while I'm thinking about it, I was coming in here to get the jack to start getting the car up and get a stand under it. I wanted to show you, if you guys seen, I broke the heater box when removing it. So I've started to fiberglass all that back together, and I got really good spacing in there. I could get another one, but just so you guys know, I'm just starting out, so I'm sure you know that already, but I'm just starting out, and this is completely a budget build, so I'm doing this with materials and things that I have already in the garage. Yes, it would be completely much easier to just go to the junkyard or order a piece, but I just wanted to show other things that can be done with it. But this will all, once it's pretty much dry, I can probably start sanding on it today or tonight. I gotta fill in a spot there, and then the crack along there, but it will line back up. It'll go back together just fine. So I did get, I think I took it in the house. I did get a new dash pad though, off of a Camaro from the junkyard. It has no cracks or no nothing in it. This is the original one. I do want to show you how to budget fix one of those, and I'm basically going to do the same thing. I'm just going to use some fiberglass resin and fill in the cracks, sand it all down, and then we'll once it's nice and smooth, we'll just wrap it with some kind of pleather or something like that, and maybe I'll auction that off. There's the jack. Let's get it out and get the car up. Alright, so we finally got the transmission out. There's a couple things I noticed from whoever had this before. So, number one thing I noticed was, that's no good. No bueno. No bueno. I heard you. He's been yelling at me the whole time I've been out here trying to get this transmission out. So that's not good. The other thing I noticed is the tube was only like that. And they had this. They had a ton of silicone on there just because they didn't know to work it, and get it all the way down in like that. I also noticed that they never even had it hooked up because they're bolted like it's supposed to. This is bent, and when I undid it from the motor, this bolt wasn't even in, so that wasn't even being held to hold it down. It was just sitting where it wanted to sit. It's got a small torque converter in it though. That's a nice little 10-inch. Something a lot of people don't know. A lot of people just look for this notch out in the square bottom. They look for this notch out. That'll tell them it's a Turbo 350. Another way is if you put your tape measure there and measure across 21 3/4, just like that. Oh, oops. Can my helper come here for a second, please? Can you just hold the tape measure just like that right there? So when you're measuring, you only go to here. You don't go all the way to the end of the tail shaft. You only go to the tail of the transmission, and 21 3/4 is a Turbo 350. If it goes all the way to 24 and I think it's like a half or 5/8, That is a Turbo 400. But this is definitely a Turbo 350, and I personally am just going to have to put a little money into this part of it because I'm not doing a transmission anymore. I'm too old for that crap. So we'll have to take it to a shop, have them run through it, and make sure that it's going to be okay again, because having all that silicone built up on there like that to stop a leak, and then the kickdown cable, some people call it, wasn't even hooked up to the carburetor. And this, the way I found it under their car, was that it was just, you have to imagine if the transmission was in the car, it was just wrapped around laying on the other side of like that with a zip tie on it. So that's that. We'll have to get that to the shop. Only one thing left to do, and that's get the dry shaft out like I had promised. So let's get that out, get the mess cleaned up, and by then, I think I'll be out of light. Alright, so the transmission's out, the dry shaft is all the way out. We're gonna have to throw some U-joints in there. Those are no good, and I showed you what was wrong with the transmission. I'll take it to a shop and have it looked at. Let somebody else run through it this time. I don't want to. So, got our pink shock towers. I just want to see what it looks like on the car. Look at that. The car's for you, camera person. Do you like the way that looks?
Uh-huh.
Yeah? I do too. I think the blue and pink looks really well. So here, let me take the thing. Thanks for helping me with that. Yeah, that does look really good, blue and pink like that. See the whole car in blue. So, there we go. Let's flip this. So there we go. Shock tower's painted, transmission is all the way out. Oh, I should have showed that. Let's do that. There we go. Transmission's all the way out. Dry shaft is out. Shovel, what do you think of the pink shock tower, huh? What do you think about it? Looks good. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you like it. Are you ready to go in the house, chill out? Well, go in the garage, chill out, watch, some Netflix? Yeah, sure. All right. We'll get on that. And every year that I do something with a car, my driveway looks like this, guys, so don't worry about it. I have a pressure washer and I use chemicals. I clean it all up, and I own my house, so who cares? Gonna have to pull that brake master cylinder off. Probably pull the brake booster off, get that cleaned up and painted too, but that looks really well. It looks really well. Looks very good. I'll take you in the garage. There's the dry shaft. Like I said, we're gonna get some U-joints on there. Turbo 350. I'm slowly working on making some room on my little makeshift bench here. So anyways, that's all me and Shovel got for you today. Hope you enjoyed this upload. Please like, subscribe, comment, make fun of my Superman curl thing going on here. That's it for now, man. That's all I got. I showed you the wires. We finally got the transmission out, finally got the dry shaft out. Shovel put in some hard work holding the hood open for me. That's all I got now. This weekend, we should be doing some stuff on the engine and kind of getting it prepped to go in. And I think we'll get the wiper motor and stuff back on, and the wiper arms and wipers. Get all that back on and mounted, and I think we'll get the hood off and get the underneath all cleaned up and ready to paint that blue too. So keep watching. Thanks for joining me this week. I'm trying to do a little bit more videos, trying to do 2-3 a week. There's a lot to do, but I'm also not in a rush. So thank you for watching. Be kind to one another. Have a great day.